My name is Jasper Høiby, and I'm playing with Phronesis. I play double bass.
My name is Ivo Neame. I'm playing piano with Phronesis tomorrow at 9 p.m. at Astral.
My name is Anton Eger. I play the drums.
We feel great. Yeah, it's really great being back.
And my first question would be about the name of the band. Where does it come from? Why Phronesis? Greek origin, but why?
It comes from Aristotle, from philosophy, and it means practical wisdom. It means this type of wisdom that you can only achieve from experience. So I thought that was quite nice. And also it sounds a lot better than some weird name and then trio. Maybe no one wants to go and hear that, you know? Maybe if it's Phronesis, they go, ah.
So how did you guys meet? How did it happen? It's like since 2005. So can you tell us a little bit about how it all started?
Yes, I would love to tell you about that. Well, Jasper, he moved to London 13, 14 years ago, attended the Royal Academy, met Ivo, and you guys played together for a long time. Then Jasper moved back to Copenhagen around 2005, where I studied at the Music Academy there. I'm from Sweden, but I moved to Copenhagen, Denmark, that time. And then we started playing. And actually, at that point, Phronesis started to take shape, I guess, and yeah, and since then we've been playing together.
So the practical wisdom, like the name of the band, does it have anything to do with the direction that you want to take with your music, or the direction that you took, or it was really something independent from each other?
No, not as such. No, not really. I mean, I'm quite keen to I was keen to try and have a group of 3 people which had equal emphasis on each instrument, as opposed to being a piano trio where everything is very piano based and the drums and the bass are in the back just going, you know, people what? So that was a focus, but not with the name as such, no.
Are considered the most exciting and imaginative piano trio since EST.
Who said that?
So exactly, what do you think about it? And also, which components of your music excite and move people, in your opinion?
I think it's just it's very complicated, some of the things, but it's also quite simple, and I think it speaks to the very simple way that you can listen to music. It's got many rhythms flying around and quite often simple melodies. I think that speaks to most people, really. Yeah? Anyone else want to chip in?
Because I think we have a good band identity as well. We play well together, and we've been doing that for a while, and there's not so many groups in jazz that operate in that way, I think. So it makes it a bit different.
What do you guys have in your iPods these days? So I don't know, what are you listening to?
Well, it ranged from a whole load of things. We did something for an interview recently. Everyone had to supply 3 tracks each, and I think there was Anton had Thundercat, this band, and can't remember what you had. What did you have?
Other music.
Yeah, so it's not restricted to jazz. I think that's the main point. Of course, I've listened to loads of jazz, and I feel like a jazz musician. I think we all do, but it's nice to incorporate other things. You know, as many different things, to be as Catholic as possible in our tastes.
Yeah, and I guess, I mean, contemporary jazz, it at least for me, it includes so many genres today, 2013, and we have grown up with different kinds of music that was hip in the 80s and in the 90s, and that, I think, that's our back catalog. We didn't grow up in the 60s and 50s, so that's like kind of our main reference, the music that was hot on that.
Really
bad
bad references, basically. Really bad 80s music, really bad 90s music. Try and check out new stuff as well, like contemporaries of ours, like people who are the same sort of age, doing the same sort of thing. I try and keep an eye on what they're doing. I really like Ambrose Akinmusiri's album. And, well, there's other people too. Lionel Luque, who's playing at the festival here, the trio he's doing is awesome gig. People should definitely go and see that.
So yeah, that's good that you said about the 5th album, because I was about to ask you about that. I heard that there's gonna be a live recording. So can you tell me more about the 5th album coming?
Yeah, we're gonna record during the London Jazz Festival in November, and we're doing 2 nights, 2 shows, and we're playing in the Round. It's like in a small theater, not that small, but smallish theater, and everything is quite close, so it's like stairs coming down like this, and we're like in the middle of the floor, but we're all facing each other. So we're playing in the round, as they call it. So that's really exciting, and it's really nice because often you rehearse music and you go and play with each other when you prepare stuff, and that's typically the way you'd set up in a rehearsal room anyway. And then you get to the gig and like the drummer's out there and the piano player's out there, and you're like, you can't hear anything, and the monitor is all wrong, and you know, so it's we won't have that problem at all. It'd be really nice to just actually represent the music as we make it in the most comfortable way, you know. So that should be good.
Yeah, because I remember the first time we talked about doing that live recording, it was really exciting because I think so many great albums have been made in that way in the history of jazz. And it's just a good way of doing that because you can be a bit inhibited by the studio, or it's just very different feeling to play live. And you let go a lot more, I think we all do, and I think with this band as well, that's the feeling as well, is we thrive on playing in front of an audience, I think, and that's really important, so it's going to be great to do that again.
So do you think that your different origins also sort of color the way you approach jazz? Or have you thought about that, or is it?
What, not being American, or?
No, really. No, just the fact that you're coming from different countries.
Yeah, I think it does. I think, like Anton mentioned, like we all come with total different musical upbringings and references and tastes and everything. And I think that stuff is really important. Like, it's not something you talk about very much. I think really a lot of your taste is probably shaped, like even before you start playing. I started quite late, so I know all the stuff I like mentioning Paul Simon. That I like that because my mum played it to me, you know. It's kind of a nostalgic reference, but so we all have our references like that, and they're really weird when you put them together.